Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all and y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're going to be speaking on Florida rapper Glokknine, how he was just the target of a mall shooting in Orlando, and the current gang wars between rappers in the city of Orlando. October 8th, 2020, a man opened fire outside of the mall at Millennia in Orlando, just minutes away from the Universal Studios resort. Officers inside of the prestigious mall responded fast after hearing gunfire coming from outside of the food court entrance. Police evacuated the mall immediately as word spread there was an active shooter. 4 people were taken into custody without incident, 2 of which were arrested. Trayvon Graham, 19, was charged with attempted murder in the first degree and discharging a firearm in public after targeting Orlando rapper Jaquavius Smith, 20, also known as Glokknine. Glokknine was arrested for an unrelated warrant for possession of a firearm by a convicted felon and possession of a short barrel rifle, stemming from a shooting incident that left Glokknine with a list of serious felony charges. July 7th, 2020, sheriff officers arrived at 3636 Powers Ridge Court in reference to an aggravated battery. On scene, officers observed a gray Dodge Challenger with a man identified as Jeremiah Robinson inside with a gunshot wound to the back of his head. He was on the right passenger side of the car, knees on the floorboard and upper body face down on the passenger seat. Robinson was eventually taken to the Orlando Regional Medical Center, while Jermaine Ingram, claimed to be the driver of the vehicle, also shot with a gunshot wound to his hand. He surrendered a Springfield XD-40 that he admitted to firing after an assault rifle was pointed at them. A white Chevy was found in the driveway of 3626 Powers Ridge Court with the rear passenger door open. In front of 3636, 2 vehicles with doors open, one of which had multiple bullet holes and spent casings next to the vehicle. Inside of the residence of 3626, officers made contact with 5 people, one with a gunshot wound to the leg who was then transported to the hospital. A search warrant signed by an on-call judge resulted in the discovery of a Glock 34 9mm handgun and a soda arms rifle. Our homicide detectives recorded a sworn statement with one of those found in the residence named Van Sands. He said he knew Jeremiah Robinson since elementary school, the man found in the car shot in the head. Jeremiah associated with a rapper named Glokknine, while Van associated with a rapper named Hot Boy. Since then, they haven't gotten along. Van said he saw Jeremiah in the Dodge Challenger and grabbed his rifle. Hearing gunshots, he returned fire, then handing the rifle off to be put inside of the house. Van confirmed the rifle found was the rifle fired. On July 13, 2020, Jeremiah Robinson died in the hospital. On the 15th, search warrants were obtained for the cell phones of Jermaine, Van and Jeremiah. There was a documented gang dispute between AFNF, short for All Family No Friends, that is associated with the rapper Glokknine, and the rival 438, which is associated with Hot Boy. In April of 2020, Demetrius Cox, known as Meat Mo, an associate of Glokknine, allegedly committed a shooting at a party in Osceola County that killed Wolf Luma, an associate of Hot Boy. At a party on the day of Wolf's funeral, there was a shooting that killed Osceola High School football star Dexter Renz Jr. and left 3 others shot. The suspected shooter was Jeremiah Robinson. It is believed Jeremiah Robinson set out to kill Van Sands, as Van is suspected to be the second in command of the 438 gang. Surveillance video from the Powers Ridge Court showing a black Chrysler and a silver Pontiac pulling up in front of 3636, multiple people getting out. A gray Dodge Challenger pulled in and immediately started firing, the first gunshot sounding consistent with a handgun, then followed by rifle fire. Jermaine Ingram, who was driving the vehicle, had several contacts in his phone with AFNF in their name, and several tabs had Glokknine's music videos. Jermaine refused to speak anymore on the incident, and based on the findings of the investigation, Jermaine was arrested and charged with second-degree felony murder for the crime leading to the death of his own associate, Jeremiah Robinson. July 23rd, 2020, a female called 911 stating her house had just been shot up, the call then disconnecting. When the 911 operator called back, the phone stated the wireless customer was unavailable. Officers arrived on scene at 4440 Bleasdale Avenue and discovered the roadway in front of the residence was covered with spent shell casings. Bullet holes through the front window of the house. 5 people were inside at the time of the shooting, but none shot. The homeowner LaToya Smith agreed to provide a sworn testimony that would be recorded inside of the home by the on-scene sergeant. She explained she was sleeping when her daughter began to wake her up, trying to get her down on the ground. Smith says she was still half asleep when she realized what her daughter was saying when multiple gunshots started coming from outside. Smith grabbed her other daughter who was sleeping nearby and pulled her to the floor, crawling until she reached a bedroom at the back of the house. Smith then ran to her son's bedroom, finding them in the closet, gathering them to her room. Once the gunfire stopped, she exited the house asking a neighbor to watch the children as she called police. Smith explained her oldest son wasn't at home, and he was likely the intended target. His name is Anthony Tyrese Williams, also known as Orlando rapper Cut 'em Reese. She said that on July 8th, 2020, one of Reese's sisters, whose name was hidden from reports, had a half-brother who sent a message on Instagram saying, "Way bigger than me. If I was you and your mama, I'd leave that bitch. I can't stop them boys from doing nothing now." Smith explained that Cut 'em Reese is cousins with rapper Glokknine, stating Glokknine wants to be the only rapper coming out of Orlando. She says she didn't see any of the shooters and was unsure how many vehicles came. Speaking with the sister, she explained Reese had an ongoing feud with Glokknine, saying Glokknine is jealous of celebrities acknowledging Reese's talent. She then said how she was on the phone with Reese's girlfriend, who asked if he'd come home yet. She said she wasn't sure and to hold on because she heard a car pull up. Looking outside of the bedroom window, she saw 2 vehicles and several boys jump out, estimated between 8 to 10. She recognized the half-brother, nicknamed Ballpark, and Blackie, aka Glokknine, as they exited separate vehicles holding guns. That's when she grabbed her mom and they started firing. She then identified a half-brother whose name was withheld from reports, saying she hadn't spoke with him since the Instagram message. She says she was 100% sure she saw Glokknine and a half-brother and that she recognized them by their hair. When asked for clarification on further identification, she said, "I saw Glokknine's face." When asked if she saw her half-brothers, she said no, but she saw his hair. On July 24, 2020, Reese's sister was interviewed again. Showing a driver's license of Glokknine, she immediately identified him. Revisiting the moment of the shooting, she explained when Glokknine exited the vehicle, he was holding one gun with 2 hands. She was making hand gestures, suggesting the weapon had a drum or extended magazine. She confirmed she believed she saw her half-brother, but was 50-50 sure. Based on eyewitness testimony, placing Glokknine at the scene and firing a weapon, probable cause was found to charge Glokknine with 5 counts of second-degree attempted murder, throwing or shooting into an occupied dwelling, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. July 28th, Orlando PD was tasked with locating Glokknine and executing a search warrant of the address written on his bond paperwork, 4307 Chantel Road. Conducting a visual drive-by, the front bumper of a dark-colored sedan parked behind the residence was seen, appearing to be the vehicle registered to Glokknine. Consent was given from the owner of 4306 Silver Star Road to enter the residence's backyard for a better view. Confirming the vehicle was his, they moved in finding firearms inside of the home. While observing Glokknine's Instagram, a picture was seen showing Glokknine wearing a white t-shirt, his signature AFNF chain, red plaid pants, and red shoes, holding the Glock 22 recovered in the search warrant at Glokknine's grandfather's house. The caption stating, "On the curve, tell your shooter swang." The picture was labeled as being taken at the Windsor Cove Apartments located at 1400 Mercy Drive. Based on that information, probable cause was found to charge Glokknine again with possession of a firearm by a convicted felon, another firearm, a CMMG 5.56 rifle configured as a short barrel was found and determined to be stolen from Oviedo Gun Store. Swabbing the grip area of the firearms, Glock-9's DNA was found on the weapons, and in a later report from the DNA lab, evidence leading detectives to believe Glock-9 was yet again a felon in possession of a firearm, and on top of that, in possession of a short barrel rifle. Glock-9 is currently inside of 33rd, also known as the Orange County Jail, facing multiple charges and the possibility of federal charges based on him being a felon in possession of firearms and ammunition. Now, after hearing everything in the case, it seems like Glock-9's people have been the aggressor in most of these situations, most of these shootings. But to hear that Glock-9 is Reese's cousin, Glock-9 now accusing Reese of snitching, even though obviously it was his mother and his little sister that were cooperating with the police and telling them what happened. And then Glock-9 pulling up to their house, shooting it up with the little sister's half-brother, who messaged her earlier in the month he can't control what's about to happen. Glock-9 said that Reese had a statement or something on him. Reese wasn't even present at the time. If that did happen, I'm pretty sure we would have seen it in the paperwork, unless it's gonna pop up in a discovery later on. But other than that, the only people that actually spoke would be Glock-9's aunt, Reese's mother, and the little sister, which would be Glock-9's cousin. And it just comes down to how many people do you hold accountable to the street code? Do you expect family that aren't sliding in the street shooting people to not speak on the situation that happened? With the charges that Glock-9's facing, it's not looking too good for him. He's got some money to try to fight the case. I mean, he's got a strong witness saying that he's literally there holding the gun, shooting it. The gun was recovered. This kid's taking pictures with guns, posting them on Instagram, and then they're recovering the guns from his house. The Glock was green. They go in, they find a green Glock. I mean, it doesn't get easier than that. But the real case that's gonna fuck him up is the felony charges of being in possession of a weapon, because that's a federal case. The feds don't play about that shit, and depending on your priors, if you get hit with the Armed Career Criminal Act, it's a minimum 15 mandatory inside of the federal prisons. But hey, it's 1090 Jake. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. Till next time.